live here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason, joined by my boy Sean. What is up, Sean? What's up, buddy?
What's up, Jason? What's up, everybody out there? How's everybody doing, man?
Hey, living the dream, buddy. Glad to see you as always here on a Thursday, joined by my friend Sean from Hawaii. What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? TD in the house. What's up, everybody? As always, crack the shit out of that like button here for us on a Thursday on the channel. Appreciate you all for stopping through. As always, we're going to talk a little bit about Justin Fields and what some players maybe, or a player that's a former teammate of his had to say about him, and I find the quote to be pretty damn cool. At least it's a big time talking point because it's kind of shitting on Justin Fields. Also, we're going to talk about the running back market becoming a little bit more accurate in terms of what Najee Harris will be demanding, Sean, in terms of salary. There is news out there that the New England Patriots running back is signing his long-term deal now. So we're going to get a little bit more clear picture here as to what it will take for Najee Harris to be signed. So we're going to dive into those two things. And as always, guys, we're going to listen to the chat, listen to some of your questions, talk about all those comments that you guys put in there every show, which are absolutely awesome. And again, hit the shit out of the like button for us. What's up, Tom Ford? All right, man. Sorry, Sean, I was cutting you off. When we use these headset guys, sometimes I cut Sean off, and I apologize, but we do what we gotta freaking do up in this bitch, bro.
All
So,
good.
Sean, anything
Um,
new in the world of Sean Land in Hawaii?
oh, nothing new. Just working night still. I think I'm finally getting used to it. I like the work at night. It's kind of nice. It's not so hot. It's nice and cool outside, and it's been pretty cool. Just going around working for the county of Hawaii. I like it a lot. The hardest part is just trying to find time to sleep when you're at home with your kid.
Yeah, you're walking around like a freaking zombie, bro. Night shift sucks ass, man. I hate night shift. By the way, am I spelling Sean's name right? You are.
Nope. It's SHAWN, my friend. Thank you for asking.
Sean always gets pissed at me because I always spell it like that, Tom.
No, no, no offense taken, guys. I understand.
Yeah, I don't know why. The English language, Sean, is the most ridiculous language in terms of rules, the way we spell names, all this bullshit. It makes you crazy. Jackson, be gone, my friend. Oh, go ahead. You can grab it. Sorry, I had an interruption from the local celebrity, Jackson. He uses this room as his Oculus haven, his VR haven. So, yeah, he got to come in here and plug it in. But anyway, again, yeah, the English language is shitty, man. Every name has like four different ways you can spell it. Like that one right there, Jackson, Jaxson, or Jackson. Like, come on, bro. Make it one damn way.
Oh, I know it can be so confusing. I feel sorry for when you're trying to learn it, but thank God we've had 40 plus years to learn it. But it's about how long it takes. I swear, geez.
I still don't know the shit, bro. I still don't know the shit. And I got a college damn degree. Like, come on. What good was that for? I actually just paid for a piece of paper. I didn't really need to go. Dude, any job, I swear, dude. College is kind of overrated if you ask me. I feel like if you want to go into a career field and you get accepted into that career field, you could go and understudy and learn the job better by learning from somebody that knows it than going to college. I swear, dude. And it just makes me crazy how
You know,
like we get tied down to these payments of like 50 grand to get an education. It's like craziness, man.
it is crazy, bro. I'm unlike you. I did not go to college. I went straight into the field and worked trades, and it did me well. I got to say, I've always had a good 401k, and I've
Yeah,
raised,
man.
bought a house, moved overseas,
Hell
and
yeah.
yeah, it's all. I don't think you can go wrong as long as you have the will to go out there and achieve something. That's all that matters.
Amen, brother. Amen, man. You got to bust your ass and work hard. And that's what we talk about with the Pittsburgh Steelers guys right now. And I even told my kids whenever we were doing our first night of conditioning, work your ass off. And that's what gets you good. That's what brings you things. Success follows that. Success follows that. Sean, prime example. Myself, prime example. Things that you want, go freaking get them, bro. Work hard, dude. If you want
Yeah.
to be a goddamn champion, go work for it, bro, and you'll become that champion, no doubt about it. What's up, Wyoming in the house, Walter Lemley or Leemley? I always say your name probably wrong too, Walter, your last name. That's why you're known as Wyoming now. Craig Werlow, my brother had 10 years of paying back college loans. Yeah, dude. I got lucky. I had an emergency services grant that has taken away my. I did firefighting and things like that for a certain amount of years, for X number of years, and it forgave my student loans. So I did so many years as a public servant to get my student loans forgiven. So, yeah, I paid for them. I paid some, but I paid for it. Don't worry, by having a very low paying, underappreciated job for a very long time. Walter says Wyoming just got my kid in plumber apprentice. That's a good one too, Sean. See those things like the unions, all that.
Bro, yeah, it's union jobs. You can go out there, you work your way up, make 35, 45 bucks an hour, sometimes more if you're on prevailing wages. And you can then work there several years and come out and start your own business. Go out there and make the real big bucks. That's how you do it.
Hell yeah, spread that
Good
cheddar,
job.
baby. Spread
Good
that
job.
cheddar. Lee me. Okay, sorry, Walter. Sorry, Wyoming. We're not going to call you that anyway. We're calling you Wyoming now. That's your name. So Walter's name is Wyoming because that's where he's from. Is Wyoming. We have so many people with nicknames in here. It's kind of crazy. What's up, Izzy? How are you guys? Yeah, as always, guys, you can contribute to the chat as you wish. We are going to talk some Steelers football as always, but we can go off the rails and talk about anything else too here in Steel City Live in our daily live stream here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason. That's Sean. Make sure you're hitting that like button though. We need it. D stopping by to drop a light. Hope you have a great show. Thanks, D. Appreciate it, man. Hope whatever you got going on, you're doing well, man. Continued prayers for you down your way. Sports Bros bet our 23 bet baby bet. What are we betting on?
Wilson or Fields?
Yes. Let's talk about Najee Harris, though, real quick. We're going to talk about this Justin Fields shit that's going down and a quote from a former player. We will talk about that. And that was from a former Chicago Bear. Um, Last name McCoy. I can't remember his first name. I'm trying to look it up here. But anyway, we'll talk about that. But what do you think, though, Sean, here about the running back market getting reset? I don't know what the deal is. Let me look here real quick again of what the deal is. But the New England Patriots are going to sign their running back, Ramondre Stevenson, to a long term deal. So that pretty much secures a lot of these runners, these franchise running backs, secures them in their long term deals. So, what do you think here with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Do you think they're going to inch here closer to maybe signing Najee, considering a guy like Stevenson getting $36 million on 4 years from the New England Patriots? What do you think about these numbers? And do you think that the Steelers are even going to be able to offer anything close, or do you think they even want to offer anything close?
I honestly don't think they would want to offer Najee that much money because that's kind of like putting all your eggs in one basket. You're putting all your money on one guy, and you're not really leaving much room for anybody else, or to have a comfort zone even. With Jalen Warren on the squad and him performing as well as he does, he could take the leading role. Like the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't in that position where they have to pay him all that money. Like he can stay in Pittsburgh and be a part of this team that's built to win right now, or he can try and chase that money and go elsewhere, like Antonio Brown or Le'Veon Bell, and take that risk of playing for a different organization. I think that he should take the money that he gets in Pittsburgh, which will probably be less than what you're seeing these other guys getting paid. And like I said, it's all because of what they have in plans for. You want to win championships, then stick it out, and we'll give you, let's just say, 18 to 20 million, whatever number it may be. But I don't think that they will pay that much. No.
Yeah, that you're looking at like $7-8 million a year when you divide up 36 million over 4 years. It's just it's a lot of money, and I think that they probably are going to offer Najee in somewhere in the range of a 6 million max, probably per season, even if that. And I don't think that he takes it, guys. I really don't. And exactly what Sean says, you're with a team now that you could succeed with and maybe built to win right now. You have a guy that you can lean on in Jalen Warren. You have an offensive line that's up and coming. Those types of things may have to come into play if you're Najee Harris, because again, we've always talked, Sean, about the outside interests. If you do really well on the football field, some money flows from some other places to make up for that kind of maybe a little bit less on your contract. Big Stretch, what's up? 105 degrees at work on his machine tonight. Damn, bro. Whew, that's hot,
Bro,
baby. Mm,
I'll drink a
damn.
cold one, buddy.
Mm, you need to. You need to throw that to Big Stretch. He needs to stay cool, man.
I wish I
What,
could.
what's up? What's up, George Cheston? Wyoming says, love you guys. Best show on the air. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. What's up, Ross? How are you, my friend?
Russ, what's up, buddy?
Armand, what's up, buddy? Injuries happen, need depth. I hope Najee gets 1150 on the ground, 325 via the air, and 9 TDs. Boy, that would be a nice stat line. Definitely, that stays with what Najee's kind of doing right now. A little over 60 yards a game and averaging about probably 7 or 8 touchdowns a year. So that'd be about what he does now. So yeah, I would definitely take that production from Najee. Armand says just got to County Line Moose Lodge 24-27 and Bithlo, Florida, like wrestling clips. Well, hey, shout out to the Moose Lodge 24-27 in Bithlo, Florida. Shout out to all your people down there, Armand. Again, guys, we're talking a little bit of Steelers football. Najee Harris here, talking about maybe what kind of deal he could get, talking about what the variables there since the New England Patriots reset that market again. But you see some of the other bigger names. That's the thing, Sean. When you average 60 yards a game, you're not putting up monster numbers like these other guys, I don't think. I haven't compared them, so I'm not saying. But I'm just saying statistically and all those things, maybe he isn't that high. Do you think Najee considers himself to be in the category of Saquon, Christian McCaffrey, all these big name guys?
Um, I hope not, and because I like to think of him, I like to think of him as being a realist and seeing what's on the paper and and remaining humble to go out there and earn it. Make other people say that. Don't go out there and think that yourself. Let the media do the hype talk and everything. But I don't think, like you say, 60 yards a game that's not wow numbers, and for that reason, he doesn't deserve these big numbers. Like the rest of these guys are getting. I'd like to see him make his money. I am a Najee fan, but I'm also a realist, and that's the way I see it right now. And like I say, he's on a team right now that's built to win. And sometimes you got to take less money to go win a championship.
And that comes to play for all positions, not just Najee too. And that's quarterbacks, that's linemen, that's everything. Some of these guys you got to take a little bit less. Sometimes you just have to do it. I think that it's imperative. It stays 100 here. Also, damn, Jonathan, that's crazy. What's up, buddy? Wyoming says, guys, chat a minute on the secondary. We definitely will do that. I like to talk the secondary. We will definitely chat about the secondary. George, that sounds like my old job. Oh, he's talking a big stretch. Tom Ford, hell, most likely these guys have a hard time spending $7 or $8 million a year. Yeah, it'd probably be pretty damn fun though, wouldn't it?
Man,
Yeah. But dude, if they were smart, you take $1 million of that salary a year and you could blow all that. And if you're making 7 or 8 and save the rest of it and don't spend anything, pay your taxes, do all that shit and just bank it and literally live off a certain amount of money and have fun and blow it, do whatever, but save everything else. You could set yourself up forever, man, off of a 4 or 5 year career,
absolutely.
Damn. Well, high 70s in Wyoming. It's high 90s here. Well, 92. Yo, yo. All right, guys, we're talking Steelers as always. We will talk about that secondary there, Wyoming. We will talk about that. But I'm going to bring up something here that I had read a quote from a former teammate of Justin Fields. Yeah. Hold on. Maybe it wasn't a teammate. NFL Pittsburgh alum LaShawn McCoy. He recently appeared on an episode of Speak on Fox Sports 1 and did not mince words about the Steelers quarterback. This is what former NFL running back And former University of Pittsburgh alumni LaShawn McCoy, Super Bowl champion, had to say about Justin Fields. And I quote, "Let's stop acting like we're expecting this guy to go out there and just be like this super great quarterback," McCoy said. "You can't tell me how bad he looked when he played here, and then tell me on the other hand, like, yo, but he could potentially be really, really good. That don't even add up. He's not a good quarterback." What do you think about that quote from LaShawn McCoy? Maybe he was a teammate of Justin's. I don't know. It's somewhere. I don't know. Who knows? But what do you think about that? That from LaShawn McCoy, basically saying, Sean, he sucked ass in Chicago, and what the hell do you think he is going to be anything different in the city of Pittsburgh?
Man, I mean, to some extent, he might be right. Because you saw like how many fumbles he's had, and he's always struggled in the pocket. He's not consistent, and that's what a lot of times it takes. You got to be consistent in the NFL. And if you're not, this is what you're gonna have to deal with: is people saying things in the media, and the media are gonna hype things up and say, hey, the guy's good, but whenever there's that but that follows behind, that's where you're gonna get scrutinized basically. So he's got to clean up his game if he wants that tune to change. And until then, that's just the way it is with Justin Fields. I feel the same way about him. I felt like he wasn't all that great over in Chicago. I was never really a big fan. I'm not a big fan of running quarterbacks. And until he proves himself in the pocket, that's just the way it is, in my opinion.
Amen, man. And I can't, this is the realist a realist comment. And I appreciate it. And LaShawn McCoy doesn't mince words here. And he says exactly that. What makes us all think that magically somehow he becomes fixed? And that is the truth, Sean. You got to work at it. And we talked about that at the top of the show. You got to work your ass off. And Justin Fields has to come in here and work his ass off. But LaShawn also says, too, he's not going to be able to succeed in just some pocket pass offense, which I think that he's going to have to be in a little bit of a pocket passer type attitude, type way of playing here in Pittsburgh in terms of the action game and things of that nature. He's going to have steady feet, be able to deliver the football from the pocket. So I definitely think he's going to have to be able to do some of that. But McCoy says you're going to have to tailor an offense to his athletic abilities and his running game. Is that something you want to see? A full run game from a quarterback and have him out there running all the time and to be like a Lamar Jackson 2.0 bullshit?
Not at all, man. I don't want to see them have to tailor around one player. I think that they should get a quarterback in there that's willing to go in there and perfect that craft and be able to perform at all levels, whether that's standing in the pocket and firing the ball across the middle or dropping back and delivering a deep pass, to reading a defense, to even just reading a defense and calling audibles, and then maybe run the ball where there's going to be a hole. Like it's all the complete player is what we need. We don't need a guy that's like one dimensional that can run. So, man, he's got to fix it.
Yeah, you got to fix it. The deficiencies have to be fixed. Whether he can fix them or not, we don't know. Nobody knows. And anybody that says they do is a fool because nobody knows what's going to happen yet. He got to fix them. Just like Sean says, he's got to fix his damn issues, period. Jim Reese says he's still better than Pickett. I'm going to give you that one. I think that's the truth. Wyoming says there's no way Fields would start over Wilson. That's not realistic. I don't think so either. I think the only real approach here for the Pittsburgh Steelers is to ride with the veteran and Russell Wilson. The guy still has a big arm and the ability to be able to make the plays down the field that are going to be needed. I definitely think that this offense has great potential, regardless of going out there and signing anybody else to that wide receiver room. I get it. I know it's something we want. We've used examples before, but regardless, I still think that they could be okay inside of that in that room. Sean, do you think Justin Fields would be a guy though? When I say that I think they'll be okay without signing anybody. Do you think Justin Fields would be a guy that you have to have premier weapons around for him to be able to succeed, to where you couldn't pay him that big money, to where you're shortchanging other positions, to where you got to really be able to limit his salary to be able to put as many weapons around him as humanly possible in order for him to be good.
Oh man. No, I think that if he's not up to par with what we need him for, they need to get rid of him and replace him as soon as possible. They shouldn't do any of this. Have to plan like financially around his abilities. Like if you're going to come in and be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're going to need to be able to make these guys that aren't as good good. Look at Tom Brady. He got guys like these small little receivers that were nobodies, like Julian Elliott, Edelman. He come in and they were an awesome team, and he made them good. Tom Brady is known for making receivers good, and any good quarterback will make that happen. Like Ben Roethlisberger, he made Antonio Brown great, and Antonio Brown went out elsewhere and failed, in my opinion. Like he was amazing, had all the talent in the world, but he had a great legendary quarterback throwing the ball. And like I say, if you're a good quarterback, you're going to make all receivers shine, tight ends, everybody, even running backs. So if he's not that guy, if they're out there trying to find a certain number so they can bring in enough superstars, to make it so we can win, then you're failing already. So
No doubt. I agree. I don't think you should tailor anything for anybody. You pay the people the way you got to pay them. You do the things you got to do. You make no special exceptions. The minute you start making special exceptions all over the football roster, I think you ask for trouble. You start to change the dynamic. You start to meddle with things that you've built through the draft. You start to just create issues and many other positional groups that you just don't need. And money wise, too, I think you strap yourself against the cap when you're trying to play that game, different things like that. Matt Burton says running quarterbacks suck. You must be a fan of Mike Drop Sports, Matt, because I say that shit all the time. I know, and I agree with you. I hate running quarterbacks. I like them for, yes, I like it. I like runners to run when needed, but I don't want a guy that's going to run first every damn time. It makes me crazy. That's not what a quarterback does. A quarterback got to stand in there and deliver the damn football. He is a facilitator of the football, period. That is what a quarterback's job is, to facilitate the football to others, not run with it and act like that's how you end up in a damn sweatsuit. And that's how you don't win Super Bowls.
Yep.
Ugh. 2 words, Tomlin and Russ, Jonathan Stevens, Tom Ford. Have you heard about the Steelers possibly picking up another tight end after letting Denzel Mims go? Yes, Tom and Sean, this could be interesting too. The Steelers released Trenton Thompson. They released Denzel Mims, making some more roster moves to be able to add some other players. And I do think that they could add a tight end. And the reason I say that is now you look where Connor Hayward's going to be positioned. They are going to slot him in the roster as a fullback. So that will free up another roster spot for another tight end. And I don't think that you can have too many tight ends on this football team. And I say this because why, Sean? The new kickoff rules and how we had talked before. You got to have a little bit of girth there. You got to have a little bit of meat on the football field. Guys that have a little bit of size to them to be able to get down there and break up those wedges, to be able to really hammer down and create some disruption on the kickoff in the special teams game. But definitely, you can't have too many tight ends. And I think the Pittsburgh Steelers could add another one. And we'll see how that goes. But you never know. You never know how that's going to all unfold.
I
Tom, I
was kind of
read that.
wondering.
Go ahead, Sean.
I was kind of wondering if they were making moves to maybe try to bring in a receiver or something. It was a thought that crossed my mind.
Yeah, and definitely it's one that could happen. That thought could become a reality, but we all don't know. Definitely, it's something that we're all going to be speculating about until they fill up those spots. But definitely, guys, it's not. I don't think that there's going to be a receiver move done right now. When I think a receiver move gets done, if it does at all, Sean, is right before training camp. That's when I think right before teams start going to training camp.
Yeah, I think so too. At least I hope so. It'd be cool to see them make a move there. Because right now where they sit, it's questionable. I'm skeptical on what's going to happen.
Yeah, hey, we're gonna see a 90-man roster get filled up here, Sean. We're gonna see all that happen, and then we're gonna whittle it down, man. And that's just how it's gonna go. And we're gonna have to just see how it all unfolds. Wyoming did that. Brent, what's going on, man? Good to see you, Russ. I want a passing quarterback who can read defenses and look off all of his receivers. Absolutely. That is a talent, Sean, that I think a lot of quarterbacks should really be focusing on, should be really emphasizing whenever they're going through their offseason program, Sean. And that is the ability to, like Russ said, look off your receiver. You can't stare down guys in the NFL. This isn't college. This isn't high school. And if you start to stare down guys, you start to go with your first read every second, every time, and try to force the football and you're staring your receiver down, you're going to be a turnover machine. And you saw Justin Fields throw a lot of interceptions, have a lot of fumbles. Russell Wilson also, he could get in trouble doing that, not being very tall, trying to throw across the middle and things of that nature. You cannot do that. I always found that like a guy like Aaron Rodgers did that the best, never stared guys down. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's something that really has to be emphasized by this quarterback room this offseason for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Is really taking aim and saying to themselves, we can't stare down guys, especially in our action game, especially when we're trying to push the ball down the field.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a huge part of the game is throwing the defenders off. When you got a quarterback that stares the receiver down, that means you're not going through your reads. And if one receiver's down, and that means you're just going to hit your check down also every time. It's going to be a dink and dunk offense, and you're not going to win very many games that way. So yeah, I
No,
think that playing that game of moving your eyes around correctly and being trained for that—that's a huge part of the game. Um,
huge.
I hope
That
that Russ Wilson can go out there and play that game and throw the defenders off. And maybe Big Ben was pretty good at it, but he was the best with that pump fake. That really threw the defenders off, man. Best pump fake in football, and it's little things like that really make a big difference.
Yeah, well, you had guys last year like Kenny Kitten Mittens that had like baby hands. Like he can't pump the damn football. You missed
No,
that, like you said that pump fake. Oh my lord, that was something else. Brent says, "Glad to be out of work. It's hotter than Taylor Swift's farts."
man.
Oh, that was a good one, Brent. Oh, that was a good one. Wave that towel for my girl, Miss Pittsburgh, the terrible towels. Matt Burton, Big Ben's made numerous wide receivers better here than they went. Yeah, no doubt. Big Ben playing with a good quarterback, playing with a good team. That is something that needs to be taken into consideration when you sign these contracts, Sean. If you, Sean, you're the running back of the Pittsburgh Steelers, or you're a player on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they say to you, well, you look at this roster and you say to yourself, I think this team has a real solid potential to be a playoff contender. I don't know about a Super Bowl, but I think we could really make some noise and actually win a playoff game with this team. This is hypothetical, guys. And the organization comes to you and says, Sean, we're going to offer you $8.5 million per season for 4 years. But this other team comes to you and says, we're going to offer you $10.5 million per season or $10 million per season. So, but their team kind of sucks. What will you do as a player if you were posed with that? Would you take a couple $1 million less per year and play with a better team, or would you go chase that bag?
I would sign for less money and go chase that championship and try to cement my name in a dynasty. That's what I would want to do. I would want to be forever remembered like Franco Harris and Jack Lambert, Mel Blount, all those guys. That's what I would want to do.
Me too, dude. I want my name to be spoken with legends. That's what I would want. And that gives you what, Sean? Afterwards, speaking engagements, commercials, all this shit comes your way, man. And that is so very important. And I think a lot of players overlook it because why? They look at immediate money because maybe they're not as business savvy as you need to be whenever you're getting handed millions of freaking dollars, man, and you don't know what to do with it. And all you can see is the dollar signs and it blinds you. That happens a lot in our society, man. Money ain't everything. It's damn good to have, but it ain't everything.
That's right. That's right. So
Uh,
true.
Man, it just pisses me off. All right, guys, make sure you're smacking the shit out of that like button for us here on Steel City Live. Beat it up like you own it. There's three little white dots up in the right hand corner of your screen for some of you. You could hit that, or you could back out of the live chat and just hit the like and come right back in the live chat. It's very simple. It's free. So go ahead and hit that. As always, guys, and we appreciate you being here. Make sure you get your Mic Drop Mafia membership to become part of our giveaways every month. We need to look and see what date that's going to be going off, Sean, while I'm thinking about it. So we were, hold on, we were on the 14th. Last month we did our giveaway. So let's go with July 12th, guys, will be our next giveaway here on Mic Drop Sports. So make sure you become a Mic Drop Mafia membership holder, 99 cents a month. It works. It helps you out, gets you involved. Smack that button and subscribe. They are both free. Absolutely, TD. I appreciate it so very much. Armand Brown, 45 catches, 8 games, all wins with Brady. Plus, he is his great playoff stats. Yeah, Antonio Brown. Nobody argues that, but Ben did make Antonio Brown by getting him involved.
Well,
You know.
well, who was throwing him the ball again?
Oh, Tom Brady.
Wow.
and Big Ben. But dude, how crazy was it that the Killer Bees for the Pittsburgh Steelers never won a championship? How crazy was that? All that talent, all that high-powered scoring, and that was a time when I felt like the defense wasn't very, great. It wasn't great, but damn, the offense was pretty damn good, and they weren't able to get it done, Sean.
The year that Le'Veon Bell held out that year, that was the year they should have won it, if you ask me. And they could have won it. And all over money and contract, they lost that whole window. That ship sailed. It's gone. And
Injuries didn't help.
No, it didn't. But man, yeah, they had the talent there, man. They were the hottest offense in football for a while. That was
Yeah, they
fun
were
to
good.
watch. Boy, they screwed that up.
Yeah, it was a shame. CH, who do you guys want to start, Fields or Wilson? Who do you want, Sean?
Wilson all day long, brother.
Wilson here. Me too. 06 Steelers Nation. What's up? Russell Wilson struggled to make reads in the middle of the field, but thanks to our new offensive coordinator, he doesn't have to look everywhere in the field. Triangle offense. I get what you're saying there. His height does limit him. I just think that it's going to have to do a lot with the schematics of the offense, whether you succeed in certain areas, in my opinion, on the field. I don't know if he has like a monster deficiency to where he can't do it, because if that's the case, people are just going to load the edges and load up in the front of the defense and not play the middle because they know you ain't going to throw there. I don't think the Steelers would be willing to play that type of game. So we'll see. I hope you're right there, Steelers Nation, for sure. I hope that is exactly what they do. Really attack the edges and attack the deep ball and use the run game. I hope they do that. Miss Pittsburgh, yes, sir, people. Let's hit the shit out of the like button. Absolutely. Thank you. Best show in town here. Absolutely. I feel like it is, no doubt. And we are out here still grinding. All your other Steelers creators, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them, we're doing, this is the dead period, but we're still here grinding on Mic Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live. I'm Jason, that's Sean. As always, Craig Werlow, round peg in a square hole doesn't work. Have to make sure pieces fit. Absolutely. Yep. And I bring this question up, Sean, to you. With what you see of this Steelers roster so far as this offseason is pushed forward, do you think that they have some of those right pieces right now? Do you think that they are going to be able to put those puzzle pieces together and be successful with what they currently have? Or do you still think that they have a lot of switching around still to do?
I think that they have 98% of the pieces there ready to go. I feel like the wide receiver thing is I'm still skeptical about. Do we have all the pieces that we need? I just need to see more, I guess. We'll see maybe in the 4th or 5th week of the season. But I feel like for the most part, it is complete. And right now, if we were to play with what we have, I think that they can have a winning season. I do, but I don't really see them going too far into the playoffs. Yeah, that'd be hard to see them getting too far, like a deep playoff run.
There you have it, folks. CH says Mike Vick begs to differ. How many rings does Mike Vick have? How many Super Bowls did Mike Vick win? Just saying. As the quarterback, he may have picked up one as a backup or something. I don't know. Guys do that all the time. But how many did he actually ever win being the quarterback of a team? Zero.
Zero.
Why? Because running quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls, guys. Guys that can throw from the pocket, those are the guys that win Super Bowls. And you may have a highly athletic guy that can run, but they can throw from the pocket and they don't have happy feet and they can still do both. Those are the only types of guys that would ever win. People call Patrick Mahomes a running quarterback. That guy tears people the hell up from the pocket, and people want to say he's a runner. Get a life. He ain't. He's not.
You were.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, you guys were talking about like finding quarterbacks that are good at looking defenders off and everything, and how do you find quarterbacks that are good at that? And I think that I just wanted to say, like back at the the combine and stuff like that, they should implement things like that into the combine so we can get a glimpse of these things before you pick up a quarterback. And what's stopping them from adding something out there in the combine to prove that these quarterbacks can go out there and read a defense before they snap the ball. So,
yeah,
that'd be great if they implemented that. And then I think we would see a bit of higher quality quarterbacks coming out of drafts, like guys like Brock Purdy, who were Mr. Irrelevant, the last guy to even come out of the draft, and look at what he does today. So, yeah, we got to find it. It would help find those diamonds in the rough easier.
No doubt, man, and I agree that I think the combine has to switch around what they do in several positions, but the quarterback specifically, and I like that idea. Coming up to the line, having a mock defense up there to where they may necessarily not be running a live reps with it, but they're coming out live on a football field with players in place and actually being able to see from under center or from the shotgun if they can actually recognize and read and process an NFL defense, especially in complex schemes and things of that nature. That has to be done. I think so. I think that has to be a real focus, definitely. I don't give a shit how athletic you are. I want to know how well you can throw from the pocket and how damn smart you are. That's what I want to know.
Yep.
Let's keep going here. Equals field success. While Wyoming says, hence why Lamar stinks against the Steelers. They own him. You got to pass in the pocket. I agree. CH says Lamar is getting a lot better, though, with staying in the pocket. I will give Lamar Jackson this. He has gotten better at it, no doubt, CH. I won't argue that. He has gotten better at it, but yet he still has that tendency, Sean, and you can see it in his eyes. You can see it in his drop back a lot of the times, not every time, but a lot of the times when he hits that back foot, he's looking like he wants to lean forward and take off somewhere. I see it often with him. I really do. Do you notice that with him? I do. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I do. Every time I watch Lamar play, that's my biggest fear even is him running outside of the pocket because that's where he does damage. Him staying in the pocket, I'm like, okay, good. We're good right now. We're good. But man, once he takes off running, I get nervous.
Yeah, man. He'll kill you in the run game, but yeah, I just don't fear him, dude. I don't. If you can contain him in the pocket, you win.
That's all you got to do.
You win. Yeah.
That's why the Steelers own the Ravens. They keep him contained.
Mm-hmm. Now, hey, there may be a fluke year here or something where Lamar Jackson gets a couple wins against the Steelers. That happens, but I'm going to tell you, the Steelers, own Lamar Jackson right now, currently as it sits. Jonathan Stevens says James Washington, I like to refer to him as Big Game James, is trying to come back to the league. Let's give him another go, laughing emoji. Yeah. James Washington, Oklahoma State product, the guy that I had really high hopes for, Sean. I did. I thought that he was a good farm boy, the high intellect, a guy that I thought could really do some damage and just didn't pan out. Went to Dallas, tore that Achilles, but would you be opposed to adding another guy like a James Washington just as depth? to see what he looks like now, or you just say, you know what, we got enough of those guys?
I think you know what? I guess I wouldn't be opposed to it. I like James Washington, but I like to go towards more of the draft and finding the younger guys to bring in. But at this point where we're at right now, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me. 90 man's 90 man. Fill it up. I don't care with who. Let's just find some people.
Yeah, yeah.
Jim Reese says, looks like another 9-8 season. Whoop whoop. Oh man, I'm gonna go a little bit different. I think it'll be a little bit more. I think they get 11 wins this season. Sean said 12 in our two early predictions, but as this sits on paper, I could see the Steelers winning 11 games. They were a team, Sean, that won 5 games within the division, 5-1 last year. I don't know how you pick against that team coming into this year that I think got substantially better.
Way better. I mean, they improved everywhere from the linebackers to the offensive line to the quarterback position times two. Everything's better. Like, I don't see how they're going to replicate what they did last season. They're going to improve. Therefore, yeah, I see it being over 10 wins, and I'm saying around 12 wins.
I agree, dude. I say 11, so I'm right there with you, man. No doubt about it. Steelers Nation '06 says that he wants to see in this new offense Pat Fryermuth use more and have his in a hand in the ground, and he can have the ability to get open for some red zone touchdowns. Absolutely, and I want to see Darnell Washington used more. But I gotta say, Sean, I think the most intriguing person out of the whole tight end, fullback type role is Connor Hayward, and people keep sleeping on him, dude. I think that he provides an element and a layer to this offense that could be really, really special. I really think that, man.
I believe so too. I mean, and I can't wait to see it. And I'm also excited to see a lot more Darnell Washington. I love when
Yeah.
that guy takes the field. I love the energy he brings out there, and the physicality that guy has. That's my type of football. And man, I'm excited for our tight end room. That's for sure.
Yeah. Thanos is what I call him. I'm going to call him Thanos from now on. Thanos is a killer, dude. Let's go. Let's get him out there. He's got weak knees, but hey, let him go, bro. Use him up. Use him up now. Get him going.
Let
Matt
it go.
Burton. Yeah. Let it go. Let it go. Matt Burton. Tom Brady and Peyton were experts at looking off the safety. Unfortunately, it was against us too. Yeah, you ain't lying there, bro. We got ate up by it. I watched an excellent documentary about Drew Bledsoe and how he handled the Tom Brady situation when Tom Brady stole his job after the injury that occurred against the Jets. And Drew almost died, actually. His pulse rate went up. He was actually having some internal bleeding. His lungs were filling up with blood. Luckily, they caught it before he drove in a car and went home. And he could have died, you know. So thank God. That was a very interesting documentary. I recommend people watching that about Drew Bledsoe. These last 8 games in our season needs to be studied because they are going to be historic if we pull out some wins out of it. I think they'll do well, Sean. They went 5-1 last year. I know it's a tough stretch, and you're sprinkling in the Chiefs, you're sprinkling in the Eagles in those last 8 games. But I like what the Steelers can do, man. I think the most important part of this season, Sean, is the first 9 weeks.
That's when you just got to smile in the face of adversity. You got to go out there and just take on the challenge and go out there and impose your will. If you go out there and impose your will each and every play on each and every game, they're going to be okay. I'm concerned about health issues and people staying out of injury free. But as far as facing the AFC North rivals, that's what we're built for as the Steelers, man. And we're going to go out there and they're going to take care of business again.
Yeah, I just agree. You gotta buckle down here, work your ass off, impose your will. Don't worry about what's on the paper in terms of schedule. One game at a time, man. And that's a Bill Cowher saying from way back whenever they went on that run in '05. One game at a time. That's your season. Every week is capsulized into one game. Play that game. Don't look forward. Don't look back. Don't look nowhere else but what's in front of you. Do your damn job, as Bill Belichick would like to say. That's how you do it. Wyoming says truth, go for the long-term payoff, seek the championship. I think so. Ever Kirkland, why are we so cheap on offense? I don't think that that's the case necessarily as a whole, Ever. And I say this because you rotate which side of the ball your team is going to pay. If you're a team like the Steelers, Sean, when you build through the draft and you get younger players, those guys are on their first contracts. Naturally, they're going to be cheaper. You're not going to have as much expense. When you're starting to flip the coin and rebuilding through the draft and you're going toward the defense will get cheaper as that happens and you lose some of the older guys. I think it's a natural progression a lot of the times. Yes, I think maybe they are slightly cheaper right now just in terms of who they have. But what do you think? Do you think the teams kind of flip flop in terms of where they're allocating their money due to age and how they build the team?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about what phase you're in, like you're saying. You could be in a rebuilding phase, and when you're in a rebuilding phase, you're going to be cheaper with your players, and you only got so many veterans out there that are going to have that higher pay, and that's just the way it is. But when you get a group of solid players and you start winning championships and you're getting all these big bonuses, you can start getting all those big bucks coming in, and you're selling out the stadium, and the whole franchise is making money. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all about where you're at in those terms. Yeah, I agree with you, Jason, 100%.
Yeah, man, it is what it is sometimes. Brent, how do you feel as fans about the Christmas Day game? It don't matter. I think you should be with family on Christmas Day, but I'll watch it.
Man, I think it's great for us. I'm going to be at home on Christmas watching Steelers football, just loving it. So good for us, but maybe not so good for the players. They're going to miss time with their family.
Yeah, that's what I say. You should be with your family, but hey, we'll take it, I guess. Ever Kirkland, yeah, pay these guys in the long run, then teams use you up, then kick you to the curb. It's about your health. Well, yeah, I think you got to be a good businessman too. You got to be able to play the game, man. Don't hate the game. Hate the players, man. Because hey, the game is what it is. You as a player have to be smart enough, Sean, in my opinion, to do what's right for you. Do
Yeah.
that. It doesn't matter to do what Jason or Sean says, no, or anybody else in the media world, no. Doesn't matter what any of the fans say, no. Do what's best for you. If you want to go chase the money, chase the money. If you're secure in your health and your finances and things of that nature and your way and your ability to save, do it that way. But do what you want to do. Don't hate the game for it, you know?
Because it is a business and it's all about providing for your family, and sometimes you got to take a gamble, and you better be able to make the right call.
Yeah, no doubt. Brent says, I don't know why the NFL moves Steelers games around like it's still 2020. I can tell you exactly why the NFL moves Steeler games around. It's because they are one of the largest draws in the NFL. They're an historical franchise, and just like Sean put up there, they make money. They make pennies turn into dollars, baby. In games that look boring and games that they could get rid of and move the Steelers into that primetime slot or move them into a premier game, they're going to do it because of the ratings and they make money. That's exactly why Hard Knocks is going to follow the AFC North for the back half of the season. And the schedule was no mistake. That was set up exactly for that reason, for that show, for that money, Sean. That's exactly what happened. And I haven't got to talk to you yet since that was announced. What do you think about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the AFC North as a whole becoming the centerpiece of the show on HBO, Hard Knocks?
Like you said, it's a big money grab and for ratings, and I don't like it personally. I'm afraid of it being a distraction in the locker room, on the field, when these players are trying to grind out in the most important time of the season against your own rivals, and they got to deal with these cameras coming in, and we got a bunch of young guys on the team who they're not used to that, and it could be a distraction. They might be focused on maybe wanting to wear a nice Versace suit when they walk by the cameras and try to please everybody when they should be showing up just to go put in work and perfect their craft and go out there and get a championship.
I agree, man. No doubt. No freaking doubt. I think it'll be a little bit of a distraction. No doubt about it. Oh, excuse me. Oh, as always, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button for us here on our daily live stream, Steel City Live. I'm Jason, that's Sean. This is only on Mike Drop Sports, your home for Steelers content every single day. Make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already as we continue to march toward our subscriber goal of 5,000. We're well over 3. We're inching toward it. So let's continue to grow this thing and continue to grow the Mic Drop Mafia, man. I truly appreciate it. Ryan Dorn, Steelers 90 says, let's go Steelers. Ryan Dorn says, what's the best news we have gotten from the rookies in the past 30 days? Just overall best news. I think the best news for Steelers fans, Sean, out of all the rookies, in my opinion, is Peyton Wilson is going to be the real freaking deal, baby.
I think so too, man. I like his attitude, and he's already talking about Super Bowls. That's what you want from these guys. They got their eye on the big picture, so that's a really good sign.
Yeah, I want ring chasers. I don't want money chasers. I want ring chasers, baby. That's what I want.
Hell yeah.
Ever Kirkland, we will be crazy to let 78-22-0 and use you up. Who are you talking about? I'm not sure who you're talking about with 78. I can't think of even the name. I know it's not Dan Moore. 22. It is what it is. I don't know what. I'm not sure what you was referring to. Oh, you're talking about like using them and then getting rid of them. Yeah, I mean it's a vicious game, Everett. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that.
22.
Absolutely. Go ahead. What did you say, Sean?
22 as a Najee Harris. Is that
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what he was saying. I'm not sure. Tom Ford, sorry to offend y'all, but I would like to see Justin Fields get better and become the future with the threat of a quarterback running makes the defenses have more to worry about. You don't offend me, Tom, in any way, and I'm sure you don't offend Tom. That's your personal preference, and I'm not discounting and saying I don't want a quarterback that can't run because that's not what I'm saying. I want a quarterback that can run, but I want a pocket passer primarily. That's the number one goal of a quarterback. Being able to run is just a bonus, Sean. That is the bonus. And I too want Justin Fields to become better, but you got to look at it this way too. He sucked in Chicago, and it's going to be a really hard and uphill battle for him to get better. That's just all I'm saying, Sean.
And look at how many times did you see Peyton Manning go out there and run out of the pocket because things weren't going the way that he thought. He was about ready to get sacked. When you're a guy like Peyton Manning or Tom Brady or any of these greats, you can read the defense as you're walking up to the center, to the line of scrimmage. And if you see something that's out of place, say, hey, man, these guys are about ready to blitz to the B gap. I need to adjust and account for that. And you can and make that adjustment, snap the ball, and play around that defender, and you totally eliminate their whole game plan. That's what we need. We don't need guys that are good at running away from a failed line when they walk up and just snap the ball, clueless of what the defense is doing. And that's how you also throw a lot of interceptions. So it tells you Justin Fields does not read defenses very good at all, and that's my.
Yeah, and they call that unable to process the game, and that's something he really has to work on, no doubt about it. Big Stretch says, I think if for some reason neither of these quarterbacks work out for the Steelers, I like Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. Big, stands in the pocket and can scramble. I have to check him out. I'm going to write his name down. I'm not a big college football guy. I'm going to have to check him out there, Sean. See who that is. We need another Big Ben lookalike.
That'd be killer. I always thought that was Mason Rudolph.
Well, yeah, me too. I thought Mason could have did it. Chesty Puller, aloha, gents, aloha.
Hey, aloha. You from Hawaii?
Hey, Mel Mills, go Steelers if you hit that like button. Yeah, if you are a Steelers fan, you should be smacking the shit out of that like button because this is the best damn Steelers channel on YouTube, and I think you should join us and join the conversation. Shit. Wesley Boyd, I get tired of people trashing Russ. They say he gets sacked too much and he has too many INTs. He's had something like 22 TDs last year. He had like 26, actually, Wesley, and I think that he can definitely do good. And I agree with you. I think he's still got some fuel in the tank, man. He's in better shape than all of us, boy. Woo! Russ look good now.
Yes, sir.
Wave that terrible towel from Miss Pittsburgh. I like those towels. They look good, and I can't wait to start seeing them in the Acrisure Stadium, man. I want to be picking fuzz out of my damn teeth. That's how ready for football I am, man. I'm pumped. Everett Kirkland, the NFL wants to add another game to the season, but the owners don't want to pay. The NFL would play 70 games, Sean, for each team if they could. I would think so. That's how money hungry they are.
It's crazy, bro.
How do fans feel about the Tomlin extension? I just feel like there was no choice. You can't have a lame duck coach, and this is a team that I think Tomlin could have a chance to prove himself with. Sean, what do you think about the Tomlin extension? I haven't talked to you since then, but what do you think about Mike Tomlin's 3-year extension? And what do you think? Do you think the Steelers were right or wrong here in this situation?
I think they made the right move, and I like the move. I like it because players want to play for Mike Tomlin, and because of Mike Tomlin, we got a player like Patrick Queen out of it, because he was offered more money to go somewhere else, but he said to the media that he wanted to play for the Steelers and Mike Tomlin. So that's the kind of things that Tomlin brings to this is you get these guys that want to play for the organization and then we don't take hostages. He doesn't want hostages. These are guys that want to be in Pittsburgh. So I think that's a good thing, and I like it.
Absolutely, man. No doubt, man. All right, guys, we're in about the last 4 minutes of the show, so we're going to try to get through the chat here. Lamar loves those big TJ Watt hugs. We're going to go with Mike Drop Mafia members here. If you got the logo beside your name, we'll go for your comments first here in the last 5 minutes. Russ says Steelers don't buy a team, they build it. Abso-freaking-lutely. That's a good comment, Russ.
That's right. That's the best comment of the night, if you ask me.
I agree, dude. I think that was a stellar comment because it says exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers do. They build their team through the draft and then pay their people. That's how they do it. They don't go out there and buy players because why? That isn't a formula for long-term success. That is a formula for short-term success. And if you want to be a true champion and legendary franchise in this league, you have to learn how to build through the draft, Sean. That's exactly what you got to do. Doom, doom, doom. Tom Ford, Peyton Wilson is going to be a modern day Jack Lambert. I think so. A good quarterback can throw guys open. That's from Russ. Absolutely. Yes, Tom, you're right. That's from Danny George. Russ says Fields ran for 2,000 yards in a season and still didn't have a winning record. Enough said. Another good one. Yeah. It doesn't make enough difference, Sean. A running quarterback that runs all over the damn place and stacks up many yards, I just don't think it gives enough difference. I don't know. Maybe we're wrong. I don't know, but I don't think so, dude.
If we're wrong, we've yet to be proven wrong. I mean, right. Either way, we're more right than wrong. Let me put it that way. No, because I don't see one running quarterback that has done it. So until we're proven wrong, we're going to keep saying it.
Amen, man. I'm not into it. No doubt. Tom Ford says, I'm ready to buy a Mike Drop Sports t-shirt. We got to do it. I know, Tom. I know we will do it, man. I got some other things in the works too, man. We got some things going on here. We will have a daily upload tomorrow. Anything closing, Sean, that you would like to say, guys? Sorry if we didn't get to your chat message. We go for about an hour each day here. So this is the driest news period of the season. So we're going to try to wrap up and keep everything about an hour. So, Sean, anything closing, anything else that you would like to speak of here on the show today?
Just everybody we just got to hang in there. This is the slow part of the NFL world. There's not much going on. And, just us getting together and talking football is really cool. And keep joining up with us because I really enjoy this. I really enjoy watching and listening to Jason all the time. And, man, we just got to hang in there because good football is on the way.
Amen. Tom. Thank you, Tom. This is the best show on YouTube. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that, man. Very much so. It's very humbling for you to say that. I like it. Hey, there's Corey. What's up?
Hey, good to see you.
What about my face, Corey? I'm pretty cute. All right, guys. Thank you. Good to see you, Corey. Good to see you guys. Wesley, Tom, all you guys at the end of the chat. Brent. Again, guys, sorry if we didn't get to your comment, but we ran out of time here today on the show, on the live stream, here on Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live every day at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for Tuesdays now. I got to move it to 8 o'clock because, yeah, got to coach life, baby. Yes, but anyway, thank you, Sean, for joining me as always, man. We'll talk soon, and thank you to everybody else for joining in. It's been great, and it's been an awesome off season so far. So until tomorrow, I'm Jason. That's Sean. This is Steel City Live. Peace. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having me, Jason. Have a good
Yes,
night.
bro. You too, man.